Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Common Council for Tuesday, October 11th. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's have a roll call.
Alderman Stralchuk.
Here.
Alderman Fouquet.
Here.
Alderman Meyer.
Here.
Alderman Worth.
Here.
Alderman Garrow.
Here.
Alderman Hawkins. Alderman Nurbin.
Here.
Alderman Adams.
Here.
Mayor Amdra.
Here. We have a quorum. And the first item is a public hearing for Ordinance 1478, an ordinance amending Chapter 58 to rezone the property located at 10702 Freistadt Road from B1 Neighborhood Commercial to R4 Suburban Residential, and a land use plan amendment from neighborhood commercial to residential 1 to 1.5 acres. This was recommended by the Planning Commission in September, and the first reading was at the Common Council in September. Need a motion?
Move to. Second.
Motion and second to go into public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are now in public hearing. Does anybody wish to address the council on this issue?
Move to close the public hearing. Second.
Motion and a second to close public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing is now closed. Personal appearances. Citizens wishing to address the council on any matter not on the agenda may do so at this time. Mr. Wholesale, you registered to speak? The floor is yours.
Ken Wholesale, 11019 North Wauwatosa Road. I'm not here to complain. I'm here to compliment city staff. This past year, I have been involved with the planning department, the city clerk, building inspection, and the assessor's office. I'd like to thank Kim and Jack for their professionalism. I'd like to thank Caroline, our city clerk, for her help. I'd like to also thank Karen, Mike, and Marty in the building inspection department. They have a hard and busy job. And then I'd like to also thank Carolyn and Mike Groda in the assessing department. They all have helped me very much this year. And I also would like to say that I think we need consistency in our assessing department. And I believe the contract for the city assessor is up soon, or will be. And I would suggest that you approve Mr. Groda, so we don't have flip-flopping between different firms, which caused one of my problems. And Mr. Groda fixed it, and that's why I think we need consistency in that department for the citizens of Mequon. So I thank you all. I thank you for your public service, and you all have a good evening.
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank you,
Mayor?
Mr. Wholesale. You're welcome here anytime.
Mr. Mayor? Could I just say it's really a delight to see Ken Wholesale here. It makes me feel like old home week from when I served before. Thanks for coming, Ken. It's good to have interested citizens.
All right, public officials' reports. Do we have any? I do not believe we do.
Just a couple of quick announcements. Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. In-person voting started this week, yesterday, and is taking place in the clerk's office in City Hall between the hours of 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Through October 21st, next week. And then in-person voting will continue beginning October 24th and run through November 4th, and that'll be taking place here in the council chambers as the run-up to the November 8th general election. The hours here in the Common Council chambers between October 24th and November 4th will be 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Secondly, we've got our last electronics and textile recycling event coming up this Saturday at 63 West Mequon Road behind the Public Safety Building. There's a flyer on the front page of the city website which describes all of the items that are acceptable for recycling, and the hours of the event will be from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m., again, this coming Saturday. And finally, the real important news, Trick or Treat here in Mequon will take place on Sunday, October 30th from 4 until 7 p.m. Looking at the football schedule, the Packers are kicking off in Atlanta at noon, so we should not have any conflict with Trick or Treat. Again, Sunday, October 30th, from 4 to 7 o'clock.
Thank you. Moving on to our consent agenda, which includes common council minutes of September, architectural board minutes of August and September, board of review minutes of September, finance personnel minutes of August, Mequon Festivals Committee minutes of August, Mequon Thiensville Bike Pedestrian Commission minutes of August, Park Board minutes of May and September, Planning Commission minutes of July, Public Welfare minutes of August, and Zoning Enforcement and Site Compliance Report through October 1st.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The consent agenda is adopted. Ordinance 1478, an ordinance amending Chapter 58 of the Mequon Municipal Code to rezone the property located at 10702 Freistadt Road from B1 to R4 and the city's land use plan from neighborhood commercial to residential. This was recommended by the Planning Commission in September, and the first reading was at the council in September.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. Is there any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Strelchak,
Aye.
Alderman Pouquet,
Aye.
Alderman Meyer,
Aye.
Alderman Worth,
Aye.
Alderman Garrow,
Aye.
Alderman Hawkins,
Aye.
Alderman Nerben,
Aye.
Alderman Adams.
Aye.
8-0, and that is adopted. Ordinance 1479, an ordinance amending Chapter 58 of the City of Mequon zoning code regarding window area obstructions in the town center and arrival corridor zoning districts. This is recommended by the Planning Commission in September, and this is a first reading. Ordinance 1480, an ordinance amending a planned unit development zoning approval for the Freighter Medical Office and Rehabilitation Facility to allow a building expansion from 86,000 square feet to 92,000 square feet for the property located at the northwest corner of Port Washington and Venture Court. This was recommended by the Planning Commission last evening, and this is the first reading. Moving on to resolutions, Resolution 3401, a resolution approving amendment to the development agreement for Highlander Estates Addition 1, located immediately south of Knightsbridge Estates and Brighton Ridge Estates between Wauwatosa Road and Swan Road, to allow modifications to the process of obtaining final plat approval. This is in conjunction with Highlander Estates being designated as a parade of home sites.
Move approval. Second.
Motion and a second to approve. This was recommended by the Planning Commission last night.
Oh, sorry.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That is adopted 8-0. Resolution 3402, an adoption of a resolution awarding a contract for the actuarial valuation of other post-employment benefits to Key Benefit Concepts of Waukesha in the amount of $5,850. This was recommended by the Finance Personnel Committee.
Move approval. Second.
Motion and a second to approve. Is there any discussion? Call the roll.
Alderman Pouquet,
Aye.
Alderman Meyer,
Aye.
Alderman Worth,
Aye.
Alderman Garrow,
Aye.
Alderman Hawkins, Alderman Nerben,
Aye.
Alderman Adams.
Aye.
Alderman Strelchak.
Aye.
8-0, and that is adopted. We have no specified unfinished business, no petitions, memorials, remonstrances, or communications. We have one mayoral appointment to the Architectural Board. Looking for a motion.
Move approval.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 8-0, the appointment is approved. We have a closed session, although I'm informed that the issue has been resolved and there's no need for a closed session.
Move to adjourn. Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. That has got to be a record.
That's got to be a record.
Thank you very much. We are adjourned.
Committee meetings lasted longer than that.